Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and I'm going to bring to you a tutorial on how to alter this little box that I have here. It's actually just a little plastic-ish box that I got from a thrift store. This is what I do. I buy them from thrift stores and then I alter them, and I have painted the outside shell of this in white, the top and the bottom. However, I left the inside lip black and I left the inside of the lid black. And the reason for that is because when you alter something like this and you have a lid that pops on and off and you've got an edge like this and you paint it, you're going to end up with scratches and things like that. And I'd rather that stay smooth and be a clashing or a contrasting color than to paint it and have it get scratched up over time. So that is why I don't paint the insides of my lids and the insides of here. And I figure this keeps the inside nice and slick for those things that you want to put inside. I may actually end up lining this with some felt if I get around to it. I don't know that I'll do that in this video, only because my video is mainly for the portion of embellishing this box. So, to my friend, my new friend Yvonne, I know she wants, she purchased my big box that I made and that the video got messed up on and I wasn't able to put it out on video. So she had asked me if I would do another one on video similar to the one that she had already bought using the pink napkins, and I don't have those napkins right now. I'm waiting to get some, Yvonne, but for now I'm going to do this box in some different colors so you can kind of see at least how I did it. So some of the items that I'm going to be using, I've got some bling here that I'm going to be embellishing with. I've got some rhinestone chain, not quite sure which I'm going to be using. I have this big thick stuff and I have some pink, which will actually look pretty with the blue. I'm not positive that I'm going to use that, or I may go ahead and use some of my rhinestone and pearl chain that I have here too. So I have a lot of options here. A lot of bling options, but the napkins that I'm going to be using, can you believe how gorgeous this blue is? I just got these and I'm dying to use them in a Mod Podge project, so I'm going to use this napkin, and I've already taken the second layer. These were only 2-layer napkins, 2-ply, so I've already taken the second ply off of this napkin. It just kind of came off really easily. But I can show you guys. I may put a couple, and when I say a couple, I mean only a couple of these napkins in my Etsy store for sale. But you can see it is a 2-ply, and the first one was really easy to get apart. Let's see. Of course, this one's not going to be as easy. Usually I tear an edge off so that I can get the inner ply off. So there we go. It comes off easy peasy, just like that. You always want to take that second ply off before you Mod Podge with it, because otherwise it's gonna be too thick. You're gonna have more risk of wrinkling and things like that. Now, in a lot of my projects, I don't mind the wrinkles, to be honest. For me, it kind of gives it a little more of maybe a vintage or shabby look, so I don't have a problem with that. So the first thing and I've got also some paper flowers that I'm going to be using on this, and maybe some other things, we'll see. I also have this frame that I got from Kiki sale, and this cameo, which is an angel, and I put these little pearls, this pearl chain around it, and I'm going to be using that on the top of this box as well. So this is going to be a really pretty one, you guys. I'll also be using some of my diamond dust to make it sparkle. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to just tear around this rose section here, because this is what I want to use to Mod Podge the top of the box. So as you can see, I'm just gently going around, making sure I get around the rows, but it's okay that there's bits of the napkin that I'm not, that are around it. It doesn't have to be right up to the rows. It does. I'm not one that is real fond of cutouts. People who cut around the flowers perfectly, because to me, it always kind of gives it kind of a weird look. I don't know why, but for me, I mean, they still come out pretty, but I just prefer to have a more torn look. And this is going to kind of go over the sides here, as you can see, but look how pretty that's going to be. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Mod Podge, and hopefully I have enough because I am running very low on my Mod Podge. I think I may have some more set aside. If I run out of this, I'll have some. So I'm just going to put a bit in my lid, and I'm sure I have enough here now that I'm looking at it. And I'm going to take my brush. Actually, I'm going to get my bigger brush here, my little fan brush here. I'm going to use this to put the Mod Podge over the top here, and I'm just going to cover. Had a little lump there. And you guys, when I painted this piece white, all I did was I roughed up the acrylic box or plastic box, whatever it's made out of. I roughed it up with a little bit of sandpaper. It only takes couple minutes really to rough it up a little bit on the outside, just enough so that it'll take the paint well. So that's what I do before I paint any of my smooth surfaces. And now I'm just going to take and decide how I want to lay this napkin down. And I'm going to start sort of from the center and painting outwards, using a bit of Mod Podge on my brush because it makes it easier to paint it and get it to stick, because this Mod Podge, if you've ever used it, it actually dries really, really fast, surprisingly fast. So I always try to put a little bit on the outside as well, and it'll go through the napkin and kind of get everything to adhere really well. And I did paint the Mod Podge down the sides of this as well, so but I'm going to make sure I have enough on there, because I can see this napkin is going over the edge pretty well there. And we're just pressing that down, trying to get it to go down cleanly. And again, if there's a few wrinkles, don't worry about those wrinkles, you guys. This is going to be sort of more of a vintagey, shabby chic kind of a piece, so we're okay with a few wrinkles. I love doing Mod Podge projects because I don't know, I'm really a shabby chic kind of person. I love shabby chic stuff. And so I really, really enjoy making it. And it sells really well in my store as well. So I don't usually have any trouble when I'm trying to sell these pretty boxes, getting those sold, and usually relatively quickly. So there we go. We've got the top all Mod Podged. I'm going to put my brush in my water, and again, I'm going to lay the lid over the top there. So that's what that looks like. And we're going to put our Mod Podge back together here, close it up. I'm almost out of that bottle, so that's why I kind of don't worry about putting it in the lid. It probably isn't a great idea to do that otherwise, you know, because it starts to stick to the lid. let's see, we're going to also need some E6000. As you can see, I have a little napkin piece of paper towel on it right here because I accidentally punctured my tube. So I just covered it up with a napkin so that it wouldn't ooze out constantly. I'm going to stick a toothpick in the top here to make sure it's going to come out okay, and I'm just going to throw that toothpick away. And the next thing that I'm going to do, actually, really quick, I have this great heat gun that my friend Kim sent me, and I know I've used it in another video as well, but Kim, I have to tell you, if you're watching this video, this thing has been a lifesaver for me. I love it, love it, love it, and I use it all the time. It's got stuff on the end of it here, but I love it, so thank you, Kim. I'm going to start kind of getting this dry a little bit so that when I'm ready to work with it, it's ready for me. And the Mod Podge the Mod Podge that I use gives it a bit of a shiny texture or a shiny look. And that'll do it for that. But it gives it a little bit of a sheen on the top. I don't think you can see that in my camera, but it is a little bit shiny. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, I want to prep this this beautiful frame that I got from Kiki's sale. It's made out of resin, and then she also made this beautiful angel cameo. I know I already showed it to you, but I edged it with some pearls, a pearl chain, and then I'm just going to adhere that to the top outer part of this because it doesn't actually fit inside the frame, so we're just going to glue it to the top outer part of this frame, and it's going to be gorgeous. So to do that, I'm going to use some E6000, and I'm just going to kind of go around the edge of this like that. Not too much. We don't want it to ooze all over the place. And then we're going to just take this and set it over the top. Now this time, you guys, I'm not using any of my hot glue. I think this E6000 will set enough by the time we're ready to put this, well, we're actually going to put this on the box fairly quickly here. But I really kind of don't want to use the hot glue on this. And I know I always use a little dot of hot glue, but I don't think I'm going to mess with this enough that it's going to matter. So I want, for my box, the way that this pattern looks, I want this to be the top and this is the bottom of my box. So when I'm decorating it, I want to look at it this way so that I can see pretty much what I'm doing here. And I'm debating, I think I'm going to put her sort of off to the side a little bit. And then I'm going to take some of these little white flowers and some of these yellow flowers. I think I had some of these for sale in my shop at one time. I don't know if I have any more left now. I did have a package in there, but I might have sold, I think I just recently sold the last package I had of these. So if you guys are interested in these flowers, these are paper flowers. I can get more and I can put them in my shop for sale. I don't sell them real expensive or anything, so they're priced very reasonably, mainly because I'm able to get them for a reasonable price as well. So that's a good thing, because then I can pass it on to you guys. Let's see. But I want to use some of those, some of these. I'm not going to use the pink and the purple. They're just in the same package. But I do definitely want some white flowers in there. Whoops. So we'll probably use, and these white flowers were actually sent to me in a Happy Mail package. So, and actually I think my friend Debbie sent these to me as well, but they're really pretty white flowers, and they are Recollections brand. So these are really, really pretty. I'm going to take a couple of those and use them. Couple of my little yellow flowers. We're just going to kind of deck out this little angel so that she looks all surrounded in pretty flowers. something like that. OMG, you guys. I love it already. Oh my gosh. I'm super excited about this one. I'm debating though on whether I want to use some lace on this. And actually my friend, let's see, I don't know if this will work or not. Let's see. I'll be right up there to you in a second, guys. I'm not going to do that this time. I don't think I'm going to use any lace on this one. I think I'm just going to do this the way I had it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this resin frame and angel, and already my E6000 hole is plugging up. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to put some E6000 around the edge here. And on this I may use a dot of hot glue, just because there's dry space on this where I can add a dot or two, and that way it'll stay. Oh boy, I don't have my hot glue gun plugged in, you guys. Oh my goodness. You'd think I'd be prepared. Okay, so we're not going to use hot glue on this. We're just going to put her down right there. So I've got this sort of in the center, but off to the side a little bit, off to this side a little bit, because we want the roses to fit around the edge of this. And then I'm going, oh goodness, of course. My hot glue gun is not ready, so let's see. I think I might use this this as well. This is a corner piece that I got from Kiki sale as well, and Debbie has these in her store. Not every time. She's only, and I don't even know if she has any more of these left, to be honest with you, but when she has them, they go really, really, really fast. So just know that. Let me set this up again. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not. We'll have to wait and see. And then we're going to go kind of like that. Oh, this is going to be so pretty, you guys. Oh my gosh. I think this might be just too... I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. Oh gosh. Oh, you know what? I think I will, but I think I am going to take off this bit of this corner here. And I know to some of you that might seem harsh, and I'm sorry if this bothers you, but I am cutting some of this edge off, which means I'm cutting a couple of rhinestones out. And I've already destroyed the rhinestones, so I just have to say, c'est la vie. And then I'm going to take, I have this little file, my friend Carol sent me a set of these little tiny metal files, and they work really well when I cut up my jewelry pieces to take away the sharp edges from where I've cut it. So I will always take this and sort of go over those pieces to make sure nobody's going to get scratched or cut by the sharp edge. Like this one has a really sharp edge on it. So we're going to get that smooth because I don't want anybody to get hurt on it. Okay, and that's going to end up going right there. And I don't think I'm going to use that flower at all. what I might actually do is I was wanting to use this white flower. I think what I might do is maybe take and put those 3 up there and put this white flower over here with that. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Make sure she's off to the side a little bit. I don't know. That may go back there. I haven't decided, you guys. I get to moving stuff around and I change my mind a lot. So I'm going to use this in there somewhere. I do know that. And then I have this pretty earring that's got a blue rhinestone in the center of it that I think I'm going to use as well. This one is another piece of bling that I got from Debbie over at Kiki's sale here. So I actually got both of these from Debbie at Kiki's sale. I will be posting her link down below in the description menu. I'll be posting that for you so that you can check out her shop and join if you are interested in seeing some of the things that she has. She only does sales once sometimes every week, sometimes every other week, depending on, you know, how much supply she has. And these days it's been a little bit harder to get supplies quickly, so her sales are mostly, I think, every other week. So just so that you know that. Don't go in there thinking it's going to be right away, and I don't want you to get mad at me because it wasn't. So, but she tries to do them as often as she can. I've got this one too, which is another one that she gave me, or that I got from her store. And I think I'm going to add that to that corner piece just to kind of accent it. And again, I think I am going to go back to using that on that side. So hopefully my hot glue gun is ready now, and we can start. Yes, it is. And we can start loading it up with these flowers. So let's see. I think I'm going to go that way with those. So I'm going to take this white paper flower and I'm going to put that right there. And for these, I'm just using hot glue, just so that you guys know. I'm going to put some hot glue on this. It's a kind of an ivory flower, but I always think that, you know, blue and yellow go so well together. And so this has kind of a buttery yellow cast to it, and I really like that with the blue. So that's why I'm using this flower. And then this white one, I think I'm going to go up towards the top of the angel here. But we don't want to cover up that angel. Yeah, we're going to keep it up towards the top. And a little bit of hot glue. We're going to put it right there. Again, these flowers are all paper flowers. And they just look amazing on here. And then we're going to stick this down, and to do this one, I'm going to use some E6000 and a little bit of hot glue. So with the E6000, I'm just going to take a little bit and dab it around like that. And then I'm going to take some hot glue and find a couple of sort of dry spots that I can add it to. Not too much. And I'm going to put this on this corner right here. Push it down and let that hot glue stick and cure. And then we're going to add this flower, I think, right there. Oops, we need E6000 for this. Anytime you're putting metal to metal or metal to hard surface, you really, really, really should use your E6000. I only use the hot glue on these to get instant stick. That's the only purpose for the hot glue when I'm gluing down metal to metal, because the hot glue will stick instantly, or semi-instantly, at least faster than the E6000, and it will stay there while I continue to work on my project. So that's kind of the reason that I do that. And I know I tell you in every video, but not all of you have watched my other videos. So for me, I just want to make sure I'm letting everybody know my reasoning behind what I do. So I'm going to take this other white paper rose and I'm going to stick it there. And then for these two pieces, I'm going to put this one let's see, I have to decide where I want it to poke out at. Do we want to go like that? No. I think we're going to have that one kind of poking out just like that. I need to put a little bit more glue under this rose here and get this with some hot glue. Whoops. Usually I put the E6000 on first. This hot glue is Gorilla hot glue, and thankfully it does give me about 45 seconds of working time. So I'm safe if I'm a little bit slow compared to if you use regular hot glue. Some people, I'm finding, my friend Gail, I think it is, mentioned that she didn't care for the Gorilla hot glue because it does, and she's correct about this, it does get stringy at times, and it can be frustrating to work with sometimes because of the strings that seem to want to overtake the project. So you just have to be kind of, mindful of that. But the strings you can get rid of once you're done, but I mean, it can literally, you can get a lot of strings everywhere that you're having to pull off and so forth. So it's all dependent on the person and what you prefer to use, and it's just my hot glue of choice because I feel like once it does cure, it cures better than other hot glues do. So that is why I use the Gorilla hot glue. E6000, always my go-to glue. It sticks and it stays and things don't fall apart. So I use a lot of E6000 in my projects. And we're going to put this pretty embellishment right over here to the side. Let that hot glue stick. And then I think what I might do is just take my E6000 and go around to a couple of locations. I'm going to put a dot there, a little bit here, a dot there, and maybe a little bit here, here. Because I'm going to add a few little rhinestones and things to this. So what I have here are some flat back pearls that I have in a package, and then I also have some of these AB rhinestones that my friend Debbie sent me, and I'm going to put some of those down as well. So I've got my homemade picker. I make this out of candle wax and toothpicks. And in case you guys are interested, I do have video on how to make these pickers. So check that video out. I will try to remember to put a link down below so that you can get to that video easily. Forgive me if I forget to do that. Occasionally I do, but if I do forget, just remind me. Send me a comment and remind me that I didn't put that link down. Usually I remember, but you know, sometimes I get a little sidetracked. So I'm just taking and I'm putting some of these flat back pearls, some of these rhinestones, you know, some different little bits down. That pearl is icky. I don't want to use it. It's got something stuck to it. So I'm just going to be putting a few of these. I've got some tinier rhinestones here that I'm using as well. I've already had those laid down, and I've got some tiny pearls that I'm going to use. And let's see, we'll put a pearl there, and maybe a tiny pearl there, and another tiny pearl, and a tiny rhinestone. So we're just kind of going with the flow here. Let's see, get another one of these bigger rhinestones and put it here. Since there's a lot of pearls in this, I'm putting more rhinestones around the outside than I am pearls. But I do want to put a few of the flat back pearls as well. Probably more, some of the more tiny ones, just to kind of accent those rhinestones. But I have to flip them over to get them on there right. Oops, I dropped that one. And sometimes I have to pick up these little rhinestones and then just kind of drop them to get them to flip over to the right side. Okay, that one's gonna go there. Let's see, what else do we need? We need one right here and one right here. And let's get a couple of these pearls in here too. Like I said, these pearls and these rhinestones, sometimes you just have to pick them up and kind of drop them again to get them to flip over so you can use them. And then just use your toothpick to organize everything and get it the way you want it to look. And do this however you want to, you know, make your piece look. Use your own creativity when you're doing stuff like this, because we all kind of have little ideas that pop up in our heads while we're working on these projects, and just, you know, go with them. Be as creative as you can be and enjoy the journey to get to exactly where you want your piece to be. In some places I'm using more pearls, in some places I'm using more of the rhinestones, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. So just be creative and enjoy. And this one, I think this one's probably going to be gone out of my store fairly quickly because it's really, really, really pretty. And there's a final touch that we're going to add to this that most of you, if you watch my videos, you know I tend to do this on a lot of my projects, the diamond dust. And that just makes the project pop. What I'm going to do is I am going to take this AB rhinestone chain, and I'm going to say these are very large rhinestones. I'm going to say they're probably 5 or 6 millimeter rhinestones. I don't normally use them this big. It's pretty heavy. But that is what I'm going to use on this piece. So I'm just going to take that lid off and I'm going to put it around this bottom edge that stands out. Now again, the way that I'm going to do this, normally I would have them facing up. If I'm doing the top of a project, if I was going around this edge at the top, I would be facing these rhinestones up. In this case, since it's going on this edge, I'm going to have the rhinestones facing out. And that's mainly because it's on the outer edge, and that's the way I want to be able to see it. So what I will do though, you can see I'm putting E6000 around the entire outside edge of this lip. And it's taking forever, so I'm going to do a little bit more hard squeezing here so that I can get it on there and not let it dry before I get the rhinestones on there, because I don't like it to get too dry. It won't dry completely, but I don't like it to get too dry because then I feel like things don't stick as well if you don't get it on there while it's still fairly wet. Okay, so I'm just going to take my rhinestone chain, and this piece kind of went over the side, so I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to lay it. Whoops. This is going to be harder to work with than most of my stuff, so but I'm just going to kind of lay it around that edge and pray to the rhinestone gods that it stays while I work around the piece. So, because I do have to flip it and, you know, kind of get things on different edges. So let's see, it's going pretty good so far. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just putting it along this lip on this edge, making sure it stays pointing outward as I go around. And it's the E6000 is already getting a little stickier, which in some ways is kind of good because it's making the chain stay where I want it to stay. I think this piece is going to be so pretty, you guys. Hopefully I'm not getting off camera here as I'm going around this piece. I'm trying to stay in camera and I'm trying to focus on it as well so that I don't mess up. I wish it was already cut so that I would know exactly that when I'm done I can let go, but I can't, so I have to. Okay, we're going to cut this right here, and I think that's the right spot. These rhinestones are kind of forgiving, and the reason I say that is because if you don't pull them completely, you know, like keep pulling hard as you're going around, there's usually a little bit of space between each rhinestone that will give on these chains. So that's why I say they're a little bit forgiving, because if you cut it a little bit short, you might be able to pull on it and get the chain to meet at your ending position if you were to accidentally cut it too short. Doesn't happen to me too often. I'm usually pretty good about getting it right in the right spot. But otherwise, if you still can't do it by pulling it, you can always just add one more rhinestone. Just cut it off the chain and squeeze it in there and you'll be fine. Nobody will ever know that you had to do that. So we've got our rhinestone around the edge all the way around, and I've got it on there nice and secure and straight. It's nice and straight. And then I'm going to put my box top on, and I'm going to use that sort of as a guide as well, because I want it to sort of, if there's any black portion kind of showing in the bottom, it's okay if it shows a little bit, but I just want it to look uniform. That's my main My main focus here. Keep this thing looking uniform so that it doesn't look like it's all off kilter or out of place. And this looks really, really nice, you guys. Oh my gosh. It looks awesome. And I love this blue. I love this blue napkin. I saw it on, gosh, I think I got these napkins on Amazon. It took a while to get them, unfortunately. Like I said, I only got, let's see, in the package, 1, 2, let's see. Trying to see where the end is. Maybe 10 napkins, so I will be willing to give up a few, but not too many, because I've got other projects that I want to use these on. So, okay, so that's the box so far. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And now I'm going to do my diamond dust. So let's get ready for the fun part. Well, the other fun part. So I have my triple thick here. And I'm going to spread the triple thick over the top of the box in some places. Not everywhere. I don't want to, you know, make it too crazy. But we're going to take a brush and we're just going to kind of go around and just kind of get it smeared a little bit so that the napkin part is covered. And then we're also going to be putting some triple thick over these roses. Because when you see how sparkly this is going to be with the diamond dust, you're not going to believe it. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going down the side just a little bit over these other roses. And I'm just going to add a little bit to this brush and just, again, find little spots that I might have missed. And then we're going to take our brush and we're going to go over these flowers. It's also going to give these flowers a little bit more stability since they are paper roses. They'll be a little bit more stable and they'll be a lot more sparkly. So yeah, it's going to be super pretty. And then once we're done with this, we'll be done with the project and you guys can give it a shot. And I'm just glad that so far my video is still going and we're still in a happy place. So I know everybody was so disappointed last time when I told them the video didn't come out on my other box, and I was probably more disappointed than anybody when that happened. I was so sad. I think I need to put a little more glue on this one flower. It seems to not be stuck down real well. And I'm just going to take that leaf and press it down. I think it's just because it sits up a little higher. That's probably it. Okay, and here we have our diamond dust. And this is by Floral Craft, and I also get this on Amazon, and you can see the sparkle. This is crushed glass. So folks, if you're going to use this on anything, I do put it in some of my kits that people buy from me so that they can try it on their pieces. But I have to say, and I say this in all of my videos, don't use this when you're doing projects with kids or around kids. It's not something you want them to play with or get involved with. It's just not, it's not a safe product for kids to play with. So this is a 100% adult I need to put some more on the side of this. This is for adults to use only. It's just not safe for kids. So I'm just painting a little bit more triple thick on the side of this to get this diamond dust to stick, because on the side it's more apt to slide down the side of the piece. And this way I know it will stick because it's a little thicker. So I'm just putting a little bit over the side where the flowers and the leaves are. Okay. And right into those flowers. Make sure you've got the whole top pretty much covered, and I'm going to go around the sides here as well. Oh, and we didn't get any on the back side, so let me get a little bit of triple thick on the back side here and brush that on. I'm just going to use my finger actually. We're just going to smear that on there where that flower is. Wipe off my finger. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I've been using diamond dust for a very long time. I have never ever cut myself on it, but these little bits are actually shards of glass. So, you know, I still say, you know, it's not something you would want kids to get a hold of. Number one, God forbid a child should put some of this in their mouth. That would be a bad thing. But I tend to take, and once I get it over the top, I take my finger or a popsicle stick or something and tap it down and kind of tap it off the edges of the flowers, because you kind of don't want it to stick up over the flowers. It looks kind of funny that way. And that way you're just kind of tapping those little shards down so that they're not sticking as far out. Some of them might be sticking out. And this way you can get them to lay down a little bit better. So, and I'm going to put those in the trash. And put my lid on my diamond dust. And I'm sorry this was a long video, you guys, but I think you will find that it was well worth it. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to tip it one time over my trash can. I'm not going to shake. I'm just tipping, and you can see the sparkle on this piece. It's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. I'm so happy with this one. There we go. And you can see that sparkle. Is that not gorgeous, you guys? And then I'll lift the lid. Of course, the inside is black. The inside of that is black. I'm trying not to tip too hard because I don't want to knock all of the diamond dust off of there before it has a chance to dry. So anyway, that's what it looks like, you guys. I thank you for watching my video today, and make sure that you try and get over to Kiki's sale, where she's got, she has a lot of paper roses that she sells. She sells these beautiful rhinestone pieces and these beautiful resin pieces and these corner pieces, and you know, she just has so many beautiful things for you to work with and design with. And if you're you know, whether you're a beginning crafter or a experienced long-time crafter, she's got a little bit for everybody. And you know, feel free to always watch my videos and give my projects a try. They're a lot of fun, and I think I give enough explanation, sometimes too much maybe, but I think I give enough explanation that you can follow pretty well and figure out how to do this stuff easily on your own. But again, I will have this for sale in my Etsy shop. It will go fast. I'm pretty darn sure of that. I have no doubt about it. So thanks, you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a really blessed day. Let me, real quick, I'm just going to do a little close-up on this baby. and give you another look-see at how gorgeous it is, and see all that sparkle. And make sure you subscribe down below. I need to get 60, I think about 60 more subscribers in order to do my giveaway video. Who knows, maybe I'll do a pretty box or something like that in my giveaway video. So please make sure that you share this video with your friends and family. Get them to subscribe if you think they might be interested in learning how to do some of my projects. And hopefully we'll get those 60 subscribers and get up to 4,000 fairly quickly, and I'll be doing that giveaway. So come on, you guys, let's get there. You'll be helping my channel and helping support my projects and things. I've got some other things kind of in the works that I'm wanting to do, so stick around and be on the lookout for some of those projects that'll be coming up. Thanks so much. Have a blessed day. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.